We're back with Governor Jesse Ventura. You know, Jess, before we were talking about how you're banned from MSNBC and Fox and CBS and NBC and ABC and every place, pretty much.
Every alphabet's got me banned.
But, you know, those are pretty, you know, establishment sort of places. But I was shocked to see that the Huffington Post banned you, too.
Well, they didn't ban me. They censored me.
What did they do to you?
Well, Arianna Huffington had been badgering me for a couple years to write for them.
Yeah.
And so I finally wrote an article, and they posted it for an hour, and then they removed it, and they said, we don't print conspiracy theories.
Oh, I see.
But it wasn't.
What was it about?
I wrote about a convention that took place in San Francisco that happened where 1,400 architects and engineers put their careers on the line and signed a petition demanding a new investigation of 9/11 because they all agreed the building couldn't go down like we were told it did. Oh,
you're a truther.
No, I'm not a truther. I do my own. I do my own investigating. I don't belong to any organization. But this event took place. And all I did was write about it. Mainstream media wouldn't cover it.
So Arianna didn't like that?
Yeah, she didn't like that I covered that these 1,400 people demanded a new investigation of 9/11. It was no conspiracy theory. It was over an event that took place in Frisco that mainstream media wouldn't cover.
I see. Okay, I'm just wondering why that happened.
I am too.
Yeah. Now, somebody told me that you took a 2-day train trip to get here from Minnesota.
A day and a half.
A day and a half. And I refuse
to fly anymore.
You won't fly anymore. Why not?
Well, because I'm tired of being treated like a criminal at the airport. I have metal in my body, so when I go through the metal detector, I could go through naked. It's going to go off. It's inside my body.
Do you mind if I ask you why you have metal in your body?
On my hip.
Oh, you have a replacement hip?
No, I have the new technique. It's called hip resurfacing. They don't cut the femur bone, but they cover your the joint and the ball of the joint with carbon titanium steel, and then they put you back together.
So when you go through that thing, you set off an alarm?
Absolutely.
So what? So
well, then I'm subjected to the sexual assault or the X-ray machine.
Oh, come on, Jesse.
I had it done once. It's a sexual assault.
Which, the thing that blows steam up your...
No, they pat you down and sexually assault you. If they did it on the street, they'd be arrested.
Is that what they did? They never did that to me. Don't they like me?
I don't know. And then that's the other part. You can't even choose who's going to do it.
Yeah.
Let
me get the cute guy over there to do it.
Wait, I'm not homophobic, but I would prefer where they touch me that it be a woman.
Really?
Yeah. But I get a man.
Yeah. So
why can't I have a woman do it?
You're not homophobic, but you don't want a man touching you.
Not where they do.
Well, I mean,
he's not a doctor.
So do you allow your doctor to do anal examinations?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
But that's a doctor.
Yeah. Well,
that's not a minimum wage TSA employee sitting out at the airport, and the point of the matter is bigger than that.
I don't know what the minimum wage has to do with the fact that they're trying to do
He's not educated.
Job. So even if he's not educated, so what?
That allows him to grope me?
No, but that's part of the job, is to feel you up.
Part of the job is to because let's see now, I've been a mayor. I sued under the 4th Amendment to the Constitution, reasonable search and seizure. The key word's reasonable. So you think it's perfectly reasonable that Jesse Ventura, who's an honorably discharged Navy veteran, a mayor, a governor, and has been flying for 30 years, I pose a threat?
I'm not saying you do, but they have to do their job.
No, they don't have to.
Little old ladies who come from Iowa walk through, and they have to frisk them too. It's all part of the job.
Really?
And I certainly,
Well, you know why? Because we're not paying attention to Ben Franklin. Benjamin Franklin said, those that will give up their liberty for security shall have and deserve neither. That's what we're happy to do. Well, you're happy to do it.
I'm not happy.
Give up my freedom. Just keep me safe.
I'm not happy to do it, but I don't want the plane to blow up. So I go along. I go along with it.
It won't.
All right, if you say so, Jesse.
Well, I just quit. Janet Napolitano said if you don't like it, but the bigger thing is this. Here's the point to get to, is this. People need to understand clearly, when you go to any airport in America, you are not protected by the Constitution. You are not protected by the Bill of Rights. You don't even know, you can't even know what the rules are because it's considered national security. So they can do anything to you out there, and you have nowhere to seek redress for it.
Well, you know, the country changed on 9/11.
Yeah, to the worse.
Listen,
the terrorists won.
It was a terrible thing that happened.
No, the terrorists have won.
Certain adjustments are being made.
No, the terrorists have won. They've changed America. We are not the same country now. We've lost our... George Bush said they attacked us because of our freedoms. Well, obviously, they're not going to attack us anymore because we've lost our freedoms, so they can't be jealous of that anymore. We're not free anymore.
Well, I think that they wanted our heads also, not just our freedom.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
You're naive.
I am naive. I am naive. I believe in certain principles. I'm not quite as paranoid.
You don't believe your country would do anything wrong?
Oh, no. I don't go for that, my country, right or wrong. I mean, we've made mistakes, but I'm still an American, and I stand by the country.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't anymore.
I see that. Is that why you moved to Mexico?
I only live there half the year.
That's enough. So you're half an American?
No.
Half a Mexican?
I just prefer the weather.
Okay.
And I prefer the freedom down there.
Let me run by you some names, and just give me your snapshot. I love to do this with people like you because you're so quick.
Well, first, let me hit the book a second. One thing you need to know in the book, did you know that all the major corporations pay more to lobbyists than they do taxes?
I believe that.
Isn't that a little weird?
There's a lot of things that are irritating.
Isn't that a little bit out of line? When GE can make $14 billion and pay zero taxes, that's because the Democrats and Republicans are bought out by the corporations. Mussolini'd be proud of the United States today because we're fascists now.
Okay, so let me just throw some names out at you and just tell me what you think. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nothing.
Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger, great action hero in the movies.
Okay. Larry Flint, who's, by the way, offering $1 million to anybody who can produce Romney's tax returns.
Larry Flint's a great American.
You think so?
Yep, because he battled and went to court for the First Amendment right and stood up for our Bill of Rights and Constitution.
Right.
You may not agree with what he puts out there, but he puts himself on the line for the people of the United States so we can have our freedoms.
He's a big freedom guy. You're right. Okay, but you know, do you think that somebody will come out and to take the $1 million?
I don't know,
produce the tax returns.
He did the same thing with George Bush. He asked for anyone that had seen him on that military base down in Mississippi. He offered,
nothing.
And nobody came forward because Bush wasn't there. You can't come forward if you weren't there. And somebody would have came forward for the money. If I'd have seen him in the chow hall, I'd have called Larry and said, yeah, I saw him there.
But nobody did.
Nobody did.
Okay, what about Bill Clinton? How do you feel about him?
He's one of the smoothest politicians there ever was.
Did you see his speech at the convention?
No, I didn't watch 1 minute of either convention. I don't need to watch 3 hours of lying.
Okay.
You know, all they're going to do is make these great general statements. They're going to tell us all the stuff they're going to do. They're going to lie through their teeth, and none of it's going to come true. So I don't need to watch that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what's interesting...
Paul Ryan has been accused of lying a lot.
Well, they all are. What I found interesting was they act like Romney needed to get a nomination. 4 years ago when Obama won, the TV was already coming out with those Mormon ads. Remember them?
To get us
used to being
soap
a
us
Mormon.
Up a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
That happened 4 years
ago. Okay, Jesse, always a pleasure to have you.
They're all waving at you.
I know, I have to go.
Wave back at them, Joy.
Bye. Up next.